Hello, my name is Jay Roberson, and this is my wife, Jenny Roberson.
We've been attending First Baptist Mansfield for about 8 years, since 2015. My mom is a member here, and most recently we've been bringing my brother's 4 grandchildren, ages 1 to 8, so we are helping to fill up the children's department. We love this church from the 1-year-old group all the way to the 100s.
I first knew about First Baptist Mansfield when I had just been hired at Mansfield High School as a teacher. Kind of before school started, when we had staff development, First Baptist Mansfield came and fed the teachers lunch. And I thought that was so nice, genuine. I told Jenny that we have to come visit this church. We said, this is our home, this is where we want to be.
You know, I think being a part of the Launch Initiative has also been spiritually uplifting to us. The opportunity to give kind of differently has been impactful. You know, I think back of initiatives we've had at different churches, and this one just seemed different. And I never really heard the term that we're managers of our monies. We're not owners of our monies and properties and goods, and that's been impactful to me to hear that repeated, and just to have an opportunity to give kind of differently has been refreshing.
We made a commitment to launch because we heard Pastor Spencer talk about all the great vision he had for this church to reach this community, not just our church. And we thought that's important for Mansfield, that we reach them and not just the members of this church.
We were helping with special buddies in the children's department a few weeks ago, and one of the moms told me that they'd started coming back to church here because we had emphasis on working with special buddies and special needs children, and how excited she was about that. It was just a very sweet thing to hear that Launch had impacted her, rather indirectly, but truly directly.
When we started this journey Launch, we were both near retirement or retired, so we knew our income was going to be somewhat fixed. And so that's always a little bit of a scary notion, but we prayed about it and kind of looked at what we thought we could do, and I came up with a number, and it seemed like a good number, and Jenny came to me and said, I want to give more. So we did. And God has blessed us, given us the opportunity to make sure we can fulfill that commitment and meet all of our daily needs every day.
You know, I retired in August of 2020, and in December of 2020, I got a phone call that they had interest in me working at Dallas Baptist, and so I took that opportunity in that spring semester. And then the following year, I had the opportunity to sub 3 different times at elementary campuses here in Mansfield as principal. And that doesn't happen very often. I mean, you know, certainly these ladies had different surgeries and circumstances, and so, but that was extra income that we had not anticipated. It certainly was very unexpected how these extra jobs came our way that I was able to do and still kind of maintain the responsibilities that we have at home. And so I think God did bless that. You know, we don't know everyone's circumstances in our church. We have friends outside of church and relatives that have some struggles financially and have lost jobs. And so we know that continuing to tithe and give can be really challenging. I think we collectively would say that you don't want to give up on God, you don't want to give up on giving.
I think that during this 2-year campaign, there are going to be times where it's extremely difficult. As long as you stay on the path towards the finish line, I think God is going to take care of all of us, and we will see the fruits of our labor in all the things that this church is going to do.
And I think if you're a new member here or just even a guest, nothing feels better than giving. And when you give a little or you give a lot, your heart just feels it. I think my mom would say at age 96 that you're never too old to not give. She too is on a fixed income. She's been retired for a long time at 96. And you know, she still writes that check, but she's very devoted to doing that. And she too believes in the future. You know, she wants this church to thrive, and she wants Jesus to be the focal point and in the community. And she enjoys giving and believes in it as well.
I think if you are a new member to this church, I think you should pray about what is the right amount for you and become part of the great things that we're doing here at First Baptist Mansfield.